You have Hebrews out there claiming that because of this letter, some letter of the Khazars, that it proves that the Edomites, the Khazars who converted into Judaism, it proves that they were Japheth. That's a lie. The Khazars were and are Edomites. Okay? Now, let me read this here, where they're getting that from. Right? Right here, for about a century, Khazars grew powerful in the region. And we're talking about those of Turkish, living in Turkey and all that. Those are Edomites, folks. Khazars grew powerful in the region, expanding east to present-day Hungary, west to present-day Russia, and north to present-day Bulgaria. Khazars kept peaceful ties with the Byzantine Empire to the south. In that third period, there was some correspondence between Khazarians, Kagan, and Jewish scholars worldwide. Most known are the correspondence between Ibn Hasdai of Spain and King Joseph in 1954. This is the letter they're using to try to claim the Khazars are Japheth. In this letter, King Joseph recalls much of the Khazar relationship to the Jewish people, including a mythological genealogy to Gog and Magog, descendants of Japheth. Okay? Now, through this one source, you have Hebrews out there claiming this proves that the Khazars are Japheth, written of in Genesis 10. And wrong answer. That doesn't prove anything. Because when Esau comes into an area, he assimilates himself with the culture and the people of the area. When you go into, listen to me clearly, folks, when you go into the antiquity of the Jews, well before Khazariah, it shows us the original conversion of Edomites into Jewry. So they want to deal with the modern day conversion, not realizing how the modern day Khazars between the 8th and 11th century who converted into Idumeans, who and what they were connected to before the Byzantine Empire, before the 8th and 11th century conversion. See? So you must go way back even before Christ to see the origin of all these Europeans, Edomites who converted. You can't use Khazarian and say, well, hold up, they're Japheth, not realizing how these Edomites got into Turkey. See? They got into Turkey through the Roman wars, as well as, even before that, the wars of Alexander the Greek's generals, who began to conquer all of that area and set up Edomite societies. So no, you can't look at and say, hold up, here's a letter of a king who says he's from the genealogy of Japheth. You can't use that. Or you're going to tell me that Elon Musk is South African right now because he said so. Now, Elder Lawyer, if you will, before we open it up, we got about 10, 15 minutes. Let's read the conversion of the 2nd century here during the time of Hyrcanus out of the Josephus. Antiquity of the Jews. This way?
Upwards.
Down or up?
Up.
Okay.
To 8, 9, book 9.
Okay.
Right there.
Let's go here, right here. Book 9?
Yep.
Okay, there it is. All right.
Scroll down just a little bit. Right there.
Right the water, Elder. Right here. Hyrcanus. Now, Hyrcanus, man, what's going on here?
Oh, sorry.
You got it. I'm like, hold up now. I'm not scrolling.
Right.
You said 13 and 9?
Yes, sir.
All right, right.
Go back down. Scroll up a little bit.
What book is it?
Book 13.
Book 13, 9, right?
Mm-hmm. Keep going up.
1 second.
Mm-hmm. Right there.
Okay, there it is, the water. I'm going to mark it so I don't forget it. So in the book of Josephus, folks, it breaks it all down. Read it if you will, Elder Lawyer.
Yes, sir. Hyrcanus took also Dora and Marissa, cities of Idumea.
Cities of Idumea. So what are we witnessing here? We're witnessing Israelites overthrowing the Idumeans in that area, Edomites, overthrowing them in a war. 2nd century. This was before Christ was born. Read.
And subdued all the Idumeans and permitted them to stay in that country if they would circumcise their genitals.
If they would circumcise their genitals. So we forced the Edomites, who are the modern day Europeans, to convert. You're not going to stay here dealing in your pagan Canaanite worships. So if you're from Esau, you had to convert at this time. Read.
And make use of the laws of the Jews.
And you must follow the laws of Jerusalem. We made the Edomites follow God's law. We converted them. Read.
And they were so desirous of living in the country of their forefathers that they submitted to the use of circumcision and the rest of the Jewish ways of living.
Read.
At which time, therefore, this befell them, that they were hereafter no other than Jews.
And this is where you get the term Jews from. An identifier for those who converted. If you are of another nation and convert into our ways, that makes you a Jew. But it doesn't distinguish it, but there's a distinguishment here. You're not from the 12 tribes. See? That's what distinguished the 12 tribes from converts. So yes, they're Jew according to their beliefs, but they're not from the 12 tribes of Israel. See that? So when you see Europeans as Jews, you notice they never distinguish from what tribe they're from, because they're not from the 12 tribes. Okay? They're Jews through conversion. Now, the Khazars were Edomites in the Turkish area who was dealing with, they were called the serpent people. They were straight pagans. And between the 8th and the 11th century AD, being pressed upon two sides between Islam and Christianity, two Abrahamic religions, they decided to convert to Judaism, while still holding the pagan mysticism and the witchcraft and evil as the true foundation for their core beliefs. Huh? Boy, y'all got a class today, didn't you? All right. So, Elder Lawyer, what I'll do, real quick, let me look at the messages, and I'm not going to, do not call the phone, because I'm not going to answer the phones because there's confusion there. I'm going to look at the messages, and I'll call you all that way. 1 second. Look at the messages here. And I'll call you all that way. Are Amalek and Edom the same? Both from Khazars. Amalek is a child, is a son or family out of Edom. The same way, if you look at the 12 tribes, Benjamin and Judah are two separate brothers of the same family. See that? So Amalek is a family out of the tribes of Esau or Edom. The Khazars, the family that went into Khazaria, are from that family, Amalek.
Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.